Welcome to Real Life Reflections. I'm Kathleen Diane, and today we're going to be talking about something that can have a major impact on our lives, and that's making changes. Now, most of us, if we take a look at our lives or ourselves, there's going to be some things that we know if they were different, we would feel better. It could be where we're at, something that we do, the way things are, something we have or don't have, something about ourselves, something about the way we are. And we know that we're not completely happy with them. We realize that it messes with us. It messes with our energy and the way we feel. Instead of feeling light and happy and joyful and like all is good, we're feeling weighed down and pulled back, maybe blah, depressed, worn out, maybe even feeling anxious or frustrated or angry. Those kind of things can come out too when we're just not feeling good about the way things are. They're just not the way we'd like them to be. And so often we see all of this going on and we feel it and we know it and it's not good, but we just let it be. We just kind of figure that that's how life is, or that's how things are. They're just that way. That's how I am. And we just leave it. But the truth is, we really have a lot more control over those things than we realize. And we can do something about it. Now, of course, there are going to be things that are out of our control and that we really can't do anything about. And that's where working on having a good mindset and a positive outlook and just your whole attitude and the way you look at things and see things, that's where all that comes into play. And I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on that later, because those kind of things can really make a difference in those situations. But for today, we're going to focus more on those things where it's about taking action. The kind of things where you see them and you'd like them to be different. You know it would feel so much better if they were different, and you know you can change them, right? You could do something about them, but for some reason or another, you haven't yet. And there could be many reasons why a person hasn't changed or hasn't worked on changing something that they would like to see different. For one, and I've experienced this myself, we might be choosing to stay in a certain situation, keeping things the way they are for now for a reason, because it makes sense, either definitely or indefinitely, maybe just for the time being, but we're choosing to stay there on purpose. Maybe an example of that might be you live in a certain town and you really don't like it there at all. You'd love to move to this other place. You'd enjoy it. You'd love it. You'd be happier there. But say you have kids in school, right? And they've kind of grown up there most of their lives. And maybe you want to wait until they complete school before you go ahead and move to that other place. You might have a reason that you want to stay where you're at for now. For the overall picture, it's what makes sense. And another reason why a lot of people don't make those changes that we know we want to make is because of fear. And fear is a big one. It's probably one of the biggest reasons why people want to make changes, want to do something differently, but don't. There's actually a whole saying about how when you maybe want to do something else, sometimes you have to wait until the situation you're in now gets bad enough before you make that change. You have to wait maybe until the pain and the suffering and the discomfort, the dis-ease, the not good feelings. You have to wait until it gets bad enough, till it becomes greater than that fear you have of trying that new thing, doing that other thing, before you can actually do it. And that makes a lot of sense. I've definitely been in situations like that before too. And it can be really scary, the thought of change. There's just something about staying where we're at. It's comfortable, you know, staying in our comfort zone, staying in our safe zone. And it can feel really scary to step out of that. Another reason too why many people may find themselves in a situation where they'd love to make some changes, but they just find themselves not doing it is just the mere fact that sometimes changes can seem really hard, really overwhelming, just like too much work. You know, how am I ever going to do that? There's so much to it. It would take too long. It would be too hard. You know, and that's really understandable too. Just, it can really make you just want to kind of stay where you're at and just leave things be. And it's like, you know, where you're at doesn't feel great. You don't like this about it. You don't like that about it. You don't like the way it makes you feel. It just sucks, right? But you stay in it. You just stay in it because of that overwhelming feeling that the thought of changing gives you, especially if there's multiple things that you're wanting to change. You know, even one thing can sound like a lot, but imagine if there's a whole bunch of things that you'd like to change. That can seem like a huge mountain there. And it can almost sound better just to hang out, you know, down at the bottom. There's that mountain. There's what you'd really like, you know. You know you'd be really happy, really peaceful, a lot better up there, but, you know, it looks pretty steep. It looks pretty rough. Who knows what you'll come across. You know, better maybe just to hang out down here and keep things how they are. And so that's where a decision comes in. You know, you can choose to stay or you can choose to go and set out to make those changes that you want to make, that you can make, and be who you want to be how you want to be, and make your life how you want it. What would clarify what it is that you really want to change, and what will start to bring that peace and happiness into your life is that you've got to spend some time reflecting. You got to spend some time to yourself just thinking, feeling, being honest with yourself, what it is about your life you like, what it is about your life that you don't like so much, what it is that you would really want. If we really want something and we're willing to put in the effort for it, we can make it happen. We can really make it happen. So take that time to yourself and really just do some thinking and think about yourself, think about your life, and really figure out what it is that you'd like to make some changes on. Even though it sounds scary, even though it sounds hard, what is it you would like to change? And write it down. Grab a notebook, some paper, a pen, and write those things out. Do you know, in just writing things out, you're going to be one step closer to making those things happen, to making them become a reality. When you put it all down on paper and just write it out, you're clarifying. You're clarifying what it is you want. You're saying, this is what I want. You're putting it out there. You're putting the ball in motion. You're getting things moving. It gets the energy flowing. And just by doing that, you really are further ahead than you were before. You're already heading out down the road, making your life more the way that you want it to be, making you more the person that you want to be, getting closer and closer to having that peace, that happiness, that, you know what, life is good feeling. So I'll be making more videos soon on, for one, the having a more positive mindset and outlook on things, on those things that we're just not going to be able to change, or that we're choosing not to change for now, or whatnot. And then also on the specifics of actually getting from point A to point B, more of the specifics of making those changes happen. But for now, that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed learning today about making changes and about how when you don't feel very good, especially if it's an everyday thing, you have a lot of that not good feeling, that maybe it's time to really sit down, look at your life, and do some reflecting and make some changes, okay? So if you enjoyed my video today, please do hit the thumbs up button. I would appreciate it very much. And share on your social media or with your friends or family if you'd like, so that they can hear the message. Also, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, and that way when I put out new videos, you can stay on top of them and get alerts when I do, okay? Well, you all take care. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next time.